from an alternate universe to this universe originally. So in that alternate universe, I've seen it before in the records. It was actually where the Draconians originated from. But you're not from that group, okay? I just want to make that real clear. You were the group that ran the Draconians out of your universe.
Oh.
I've seen this universe before. Actually, they're kind of reversed to ours. So when I look at in the records and I see what this universe looks like, everything there is light, but there's pinpricks of darkness. Here it's like everything's dark and there's pinpricks of lightness with the stars. There it's like quite the complete opposite. Because I've had to dig way back to get this information, you were part of a light council of beings that weren't human. These beings actually look more avian than they do like anything else.
So I relate to the birds.
They kind of look like blue avians, but they weren't blue, okay? They had different colors. But they had the same kind of features, kind of humanoid shape with a bird-like head. So these beings had been battling the Draconians for quite a long time. It got to the point where they weren't able to evolve because their time was too busy just spent in constant conflicts with Draconians. And I use Draconians loosely because actually that Draco came from this universe. They were called the Ciakar, their original universe. So these were dragon beings. Dragon beings actually were kind of neutral, but somehow because they didn't take sides, your group kind of lumped them together with the malevolent Draconians or Ciakar people. I think your group approached the dragons asking for an alliance, and the dragons refused. They weren't going to take sides. So at that point, your group said, okay, if you're not with us, you're against us, which was basically the way they saw it. So what happened was, from what I can see in the records, somehow these avian beings that were quite technologically advanced, okay, I mean, way beyond anything we can even imagine here in this galaxy anyway, managed to create a force field where they were able to project these draconian Ciakar beings into a completely different universe. So they basically just kicked them out. And it's...
Does karma come in then?
Yeah, there's some karma with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some karma with it. That's why I think you're here. Okay.
Yeah, I doubt.
In a way, even though you guys thought you were doing a good thing, you violated a universal law, which was to impinge on the free will and freedom of another race. So this was like millions of years ago. Okay. So you're an ancient soul. I mean, your soul is so ancient that I think you've been everywhere, you've seen everything, you've done everything. It's like, I can't even begin to tell you how many lifetimes you've had because it's like infinite, okay? I think you guys were thinking you were sending them back to source, but when you realize that, oh no, they ended up in our alternate universe, so now the alternate universe is having to deal, and they ended up destroying, Lyra and Vega. You felt some responsibility about it. So you thought, oh, we just sent our problem children to another universe, and now they're suffering as a result. Now, because I think there was a couple of members of this council that volunteered to try to mitigate the damage in our universe, and you were one of those volunteers. And so you've been on this long journey away from home ever since. So what you did was there was a portal that I think you went through. So I think basically what they did is they used the same technology they used to oust the Ciakar, and they used that to transport you. And I think it was a very small group of you. It was like maybe 3 or 4 volunteers from the council that decided that they were going to make the long journey to the other universe. You ended up in Antares. Okay, that's what I'm seeing.
Antares.
Antares is a stargate in our in this galaxy. I think actually initially you ended up in Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard before.
So you ended up in Andromeda Galaxy. So let me back up a little bit. So let's say different alternate universe, Andromeda Galaxy. So I think you guys were stabilizing things in the Andromeda Galaxy. But then once that project was over, you knew that the Draconians ended up in Milky Way Galaxy. So you knew you're going to have to make the trip. And Andromeda Galaxy is actually located like 2 million light years away from this galaxy. So it was going to be a long trip. So you had to use a portal to get from there to here, and that's how you ended up in Antares. So Antares is a star in the constellation of Scorpio. It's the first Stargate that was created. So it's basically its main purpose is to link Andromeda Galaxy with this galaxy. So you use that portal to get to here. You knew once you arrived here, this was where the real work was going to begin. So you're this ancient soul that you took on this big job. So you're basically here for damage control. And I think when your group realized what the Draconians did to Lyra and Vega, it was shocking. And there was I think some regret and some heartbreak around that because you guys were only trying to help yourselves and you thought you were just sending them back to source, but they ended up in a different universe that ended up, there was 50 million Lyrans that lost their lives. So, so it was a big, and then several planets that were destroyed. So it was a big impact. And so you felt like the other volunteers that you needed to come here and make things right as much as you can. But you knew it was going to be it was going to take millions of years. Okay, it was not going to be like a short project, like, oh, let's just get rid of these beings and then we're done. It wasn't going to be that easy. So I'm seeing after Antares, you ended up in Galactic Center. You announced yourself to the high galactic councils of our universe. So you told them who you were, why you were here, what your intentions were. At this point, everybody was concerned about, Lyra and Vega and the impact that it's made on our galaxy. So they welcomed the assistance. You joined, I would say, the High Council there. So you were I would say like an alternate universe liaison or representative. At some point, though, I think you felt like, and even during this time, you still maintained your avian appearance. Your appearance still remained like an avian being. Trying to see what happened after that. So I think initially there was some stabilization projects you were involved with your other three council members. That these were the beings that originated from the alternate universe with you. But then it was like, this isn't enough. This is not going to get rid of the Draconians. You felt like this compassion for the humanoid races of, our galaxy, and you felt like the best way I can help them is to incarnate as them. Now that took a big undertaking for a soul that came from a different universe that didn't even share our genetics.
Yeah, my body. Not in my physical body.
Yeah, your physicality is not a good match for your human form. Never has been, actually. Especially here on Earth. It was hard enough in the Pleiades and Sirius, okay? But you incarnated, I would say, almost in every star system I can even think of, and maybe even some beyond that. You even incarnated as various beings in the Orion system. You did, I think, initially, some ambassadorial outreach, but after a while you saw that in some of these systems, the outreach wasn't enough. You needed to do massive healing. And so your focus after a while was just on healing the damage that was created by the Lyra Draconian Wars, which still to this day, because I see it every single day when I do these readings, I see the trauma signatures from the Lyra Draconian Wars. That's why A lot of my clients have health issues, chronic, health issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you as this beautiful being, and you're the first one I've met actually that falls in this category from your group. I have not met any of your other companions yet. The other three, yeah, I haven't met the other three yet.
Oh, I know. Well, it's a big world.
I mean, I've met avian beings from Lyra Vega, but not the group that you're from. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering when that was going to happen actually, because I mean, I've met avian beings from Lyra Vega, but not the group that you're from. Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering when that was going to happen actually, because I figured likely that some of you were here, but I didn't know at the time. She was just in the planets that you guys, I think, kind of had in this force field and threw out. So, and they ended up in Draco, and she too also suffered.
You'd think if those beings, those light beings at that high level, would understand the physics that you're going to create an alternate universe.
I don't know how they got it wrong. I honestly, I think they were really thinking they were sending the beings back to source.
Yeah, so that's a big lesson for us. If
Yeah, it was a big lesson. Yeah.
Level can get it wrong, then imagine how much we get wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So you, I think because you volunteered, you've been incarnating in all these different star systems, trying to do massive healing work. I don't even think, I think you attempted to do some teaching around unity consciousness, but I think you felt like the healing was most needed. Because there was a lot of Pleiadians and Syrians who were also, because they were descendants of Lyra and Vega refugees, they also, felt the effects, even if they didn't have lifetimes in Lyra Vega. But so probably even now, like, I think the reason why you work predominantly with starseeds is because almost all of us either descended from Lyra Vega or we had a connection with Lyra Vega in some way.
Yeah. Or same with my husband has, yeah.
So this is a long, very devoted. I think you must be a very devoted soul to be here as long as you have, and still be doing the work in the lowest dimensional star system in this galaxy, which is Earth. Okay, so I think you knew as a soul that I think Orion was hard. Okay, that was a tough project, but Earth was worse. Okay, Earth is worse than Orion. I tell you what, a lot of people laugh when I say that, but it's the gosh honest truth. It is worse here because at least in Orion you knew who your enemies were. Here on Earth, you don't know who your enemies are. You think people are looking out for you and they're stabbing you in the back the whole time. In Orion, I think it was more black and white. Here, there's a lot of gray areas. So that's like your story in a nutshell. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to gloss over things, but
Well, no, you've told me heaps that I don't know. Heaps. So.
Oh yeah, no, I was reaching way back, girlfriend. I was trying to reach way back because I was just like, oh my God, this is an ancient soul. I mean, you're even more ancient than me. I'm an old soul, but I came from Arcturus. Okay, so we're a lot younger.
You'll like meeting him. You'll meet him.
Oh, I look forward to that. Actually, thank you.
I take him under all the time because he is on the Arcturian Council, and it's been whatever I want to know, he can tell me. But like if there's an issue in our family or I've got a health issue, he's fantastic. He's much better than me. But is it possible one to look in the future if it's the Akashic?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now the future will show probabilities, not certainties. You know that, but.
I'll do, if we have time, I'll do that, but if not...
Oh, no, we have lots of time, girlfriend. We have a lot of time. No, you're my last reading of the night, so... but anyway, even when I look at your features do not look human. I mean, you look otherworldly, but you look even otherworldly compared to other starseeds. Because I get some really beautiful girls, especially those Andromedan girls. They're ultra gorgeous, but I think you have another worldly look about you and beauty that even transcends theirs.
American Indian in me as well. I see Native American Indian in me as
well.
well.
Yeah.
I just on appearance have really skinny legs, which I'm always trying to build up. I can't.
Those bird legs. What are you talking?
So my question is, I like Eugene this morning. I know I'm this like ancient, powerful soul, and I have got lots of blocks. I know I can only do one thing at a time.
Yeah, we'll work with as much as we can today.
Yeah. So do you want to tell me about any? Like, I want my abilities back. I'd love to be able to do what you do. I'm just pulling that out of hat. It's not.
Yeah, I'll tell you what your issue is. The thing with you is you've descended so far from. So when you were this avian being from this other alternate universe, you were probably like an 11th dimensional being. You've downgraded so much that you are about as far separated from your original source as you've ever been. And I think also part of the issue as well is in order for you to, because the dark forces of this planet know who you are. So this is why you've been attacked so much in your lifetimes here. So you've had some very difficult lives because they've been trying to shut you down for millennia. But because we have, I guess, a set of conduct, like a rules of conduct here on Earth, okay, they're supposed to allow us in, but we give up when we sacrifice a lot, especially if you're a higher dimensional soul, like you and me. We give up a lot in order to be here. So you're only like a soul fragment of that original soul.
Yeah.
You're just struggling half the time just to be here physically. So for you, you have to do the same thing as me. You have to keep your vibration as high as possible. And it's really hard to do when you're working with clients and, so it sounds like you do this QHHT full time.
Oh, no. I was seeing 3 people a week and now I've gone down to 2.
So do you work a regular job when you're not doing this?
The support person. I mean, I've got other things on the go. Small family. It's not paid stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wow. Okay. So you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart? Wow.
Oh, yeah, I don't need money.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's nice. I wish I was in that position, but...
I know. I do feel a bit guilty when, I'm in this position where I can just pick and choose and say if I need... I've been through a really hard time just lately with a lot of eye issues. And after it, I thought, I need a break. But actually, now that I'm better, I'm like, oh, no, I'm okay.
So I think that's part of the problem, is that you're so far away from your original source that you're just struggling to stay connected to your physical body. Now, does this mean that you won't get your abilities back? No. I think as the vibration rises in this planet, so will our abilities. And as you probably noticed, just working with clients yourself, more and more people are awakening and they're starting to do stuff and they're starting to remember what they used to do. And I'll set an intention in the records, since we're talking about that, because we don't want you to have to struggle so much, because it gets hard after a while. And believe me, I know, because I struggle too, and I'm from this universe. I'm actually a local gal compared to you. My husband and your husband and me, we're local compared to you. Okay, you're very ancient. So I'm going to set the intention that we're going to change, disconnect you from the lower dimensional realms that are keeping you from reaching your highest potential. Okay. Because right now I think you're energetically a little bit stuck. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. And it's not because you have entity attachments. I don't really see that. I think it's like you're this light being that I see you kind of dog paddling. I know it sounds kind of weird, but
yeah, no, it's true.
It's like you're. This is what your guides are showing me. You're dog paddling, just trying to stay in this reality. And you're paddling so much that you're too exhausted to even access your other abilities. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the intention that we're going to create a force field around you that will maintain your normal vibrational level. I can only get you as far as 6th dimension, okay, but still it'll be easier than being in 3rd. At the 6th dimension, you'll be able to start accessing. So you're going to be in a bubble. It's an energetic bubble. So we're setting that intention in your records. This will enable you to be able to meet your highest potential and will be for your greatest good. So we're not really impinging on anybody else's free will and freedom by creating this bubble for you. We're here to support you. So that's the gift I can give to you from Arcturus. Okay, since you're here to assist us, we're going to assist you. I think your husband will be in agreement and be happy about it as well. But we're going to create a force field bubble for you to be able to not have to dog paddle so much. Just be able to smoothly access the abilities that you want to access to do the work that you came here to do, to get us to 5th dimension. As you know, Earth was supposed to be 5th dimensional. It was at one time during Lemurian times, and now we're dealing with this. You've had quite a few lifetimes on Earth. You went through horrific lifetimes of suffering and torture in order to continue to do the work that you wanted to do. I'm seeing a majority of lifetimes was in feminine female form. And that was a choice that you made that I think you had to be female to do what you do, but was also a choice that acted against you because the divine feminine has been subjugated on this planet for thousands of years. You started off actually in Lemuria, which is why I think you're here in Australia.
Oh, okay. Oh, and I really connect with...
You connect with Atlantis?
My kinesiologist who identifies most with Lemuria. She said she came to see me for a QHHT because we're from the same universe.
Oh, very cool. Okay. No, I don't really see Atlantean connections with you. Now, you've had lifetimes in Europe and in Egypt, but I'm not seeing Atlantis at all.
I've never seen it either.
But you resonate with Australia because Australia used to be a remnant of Lemuria.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why I think Australia is so special. Same with New Zealand. I think New Zealand holds the higher dimensional energies even higher than Australia.
Much higher.
So does Hawaii. Hawaii was another remnant. Yeah. So of course you know that the Atlanteans destroyed Lemuria, and we've been trying to correct that that mistake ever since. But yeah, I'm just seeing multiple lifetimes. I mean, and it was difficult. I mean, I think in a lot of lives you contracted diseases, or you died early, or you got killed off. I mean, it was just like multiple suffering. For you to be here and be as lucid and conscious as you are speaks to how divinely powerful of a soul you are.
Right, okay. Good. I was pretty broken as a child, but for a long time.
No, and I think a lot of us have gone through that. You've had quite a few on Earth for some reason. You must have really been devoted to trying to fix Earth. I
sort of struggle to understand how I can make a dent. I know there's a ripple effect and everything. 3D person, or is it energetically I'm making more of a dent?
I think you're making more of a dent energetically, but I think part of my hope with doing the bubble for you, creating that bubble, is for you to be able to take your business even further, or your work even further. Maybe creating some classes or speaking in public. So future probabilities, I'm definitely seeing you becoming a bit more extroverted, maybe with your mission, which is going to seem like very counterintuitive to who you are. Okay, because you're a Virgo, and Virgos are not exactly people that like to be in the limelight, unlike Leos like myself. But with you, I also see that same mission where you're going to be reaching more of the masses.
I just thought something. If this was Lemuria, then the Indigenous Australians connection.
Yeah, there is a connection.
Because so part of what I'm seeing, not seeing unfortunately, just knowing, is that I'll be working with refugees as well, but helping them a lot more.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And apparently there are a lot of starseeds in there.
Oh, there's a ton of they're all starseeds. Oh my God, yeah. Lemurians had darker skin because they represented the mother god consciousness. So they're more of a yin and divine feminine oriented group than divine masculine. Yeah. So a lot of Lemurians had darker skin, but the Aborigines, their skin got really dark. But yet they're not considered to be African at all. Even the genetics are completely different.
Yeah.
African genetics come from Sirius and Orion. So it's completely different genetics than Lemurian. Lemurian was a civilization that was created by the Arcturians and Andromedans.
Oh, okay.
So we came here to teach the Lemurians. You and I both chose to incarnate in Lemuria because the focus of our work was going to be more integrating the divine feminine.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So that's why we don't really resonate that well with Atlantis. That wasn't our focus because you and I are both healers. I'm more of an information conduit. I heal through information. You heal through frequency.
Right. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a feeling I just should ask about this. Often when I see a past life, I'm a princess or I'm in nobility or in the palace. Like one was Tutankhamun's illegitimate daughter, mm-hmm. but I had a very close relationship with Akhenaten who, whether that's an imprint or not, I don't know. But yeah. My husband accessed Akhenaten past life. What was I trying to tell myself then? That I'm more than I think I am, or?
If you're came from an avian group, you're galactic royalty.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the reason why your family changed the name, and it may have been totally subconscious. They obviously weren't aware.
But I thought it was a clue for me.
Yeah, I think it was a clue. But even though you had royal lives, you suffered quite a bit. Yeah,
I suffered hugely. It wasn't me. They weren't charmed lives. Yeah, no.
No, it wasn't like you were always living in the lap of luxury and just eating grapes and drinking wine all day. It was just it was very very difficult. Yeah.
That I'd go back and I'd be some princess, like I might have psychic abilities and get chucked out and abandoned, or there might be some.
Oh yeah, no, it was always some scenario where you were abandoned or exiled or killed or I don't know. It was just I don't even want to talk about all your past lives on Earth because it would be exhausting. But and I think you're already aware of them. I think also part of the issue, the contract you took on was to be very aware of the human condition. Things were very difficult for women here on Earth, and it hasn't changed much throughout the centuries and the end of thousands of years since the downfall of Lemuria. Any other questions before we close?
No, I think that's it.
It's so good to connect with you. Thank you for trusting in me and having a reading. It's a great honor and a great pleasure to facilitate your reading today. You're going to be doing amazing work. I look forward. Yeah.
That's great.
You have a great rest of your day. And
thanks very much, Debbie.
All right. Bye-bye.